Welcome back to the Gridiron Expert. We have the Southwest Classic on Saturday as number 10 Arkansas takes on number 23 Texas A&M in Arlington. And guys, this huge SEC showdown, this SEC rivalry has really lived up to its name because there have been so many classic meetings between Arkansas and A&M in recent years. Last year, Arkansas finally snapped their 9-game losing streak to the Aggies, but it should be mentioned, guys, that 7 of the last 12 meetings between these two programs have been decided by one possession. 7 of the last 12 decided by one possession, and we could be in for a similar game and a similar result on Saturday night. So guys, welcome back to the Gridiron Expert as we are here to break down everything you need to know for Arkansas and Texas A&M. Again, a huge showdown in the SEC that has major SEC West Division implications. Please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and of course, check out everything down in the description below, including those expert picks over on our website, thegridironexpert.com. Some of the best college football and NFL spread picks in the entire country, guys. Some of the best in the entire country, beating out over 80% of the national analysts, and we're hitting over 63% of our bets through these 4 weeks. So do not miss out on a chance to take advantage of those picks, win some money, and become a part of our GE Nation. Again, the link for that down in the description below. We take a look, guys, Arkansas and the Aggies. The Razorbacks in at 3-0, narrowly defeated Missouri State last week. I think that's why a lot of people are maybe picking Texas A&M in this game, basing that off of what happened to Arkansas last week. But Texas A&M, a team that was supposed to be a playoff contender, supposed to be one of the nation's best, already 2-1 with a loss to Appalachian State in week 2. So this is huge for both teams. It's for Arkansas an opportunity to stay in the SEC West title hunt, to stay in the playoff hunt for some. It's huge for Texas A&M because they would have 2 losses before the end of September. Their season would be done if they lose to Arkansas here. No SEC championship, no playoff, no nothing. 2 losses with Mississippi State and Alabama on deck after this for the Aggies. So huge for both teams in terms of how the rest of their season will go. Kind of sets the tone for everything. You take a look at the offense, and we'll start with Arkansas. There's no doubt that the Razorbacks had the better offense going into this game. There's no doubt about that. Arkansas, 37.7 points per game, over 500 yards per game, and they're doing it in a very balanced way. 256.7 passing yards and 243.7 rushing yards. I mean, this is almost about as balanced as you can get and about as explosive as you can get. The Razorbacks have one of the best quarterbacks in, I would say, the country in KJ Jefferson, who has already thrown for 770 yards, 6 touchdowns, and also has 169 rushing yards, 3 more rushing touchdowns. I mean, if you've watched KJ, if you've watched his game, you know he's got a heck of an arm, but his ability to scramble, his ability to run is really what makes him so dangerous and what makes this Arkansas offense so dangerous because you really don't know who's going to get the ball. KJ could keep it, beat you, on a 50-yard bomb. He could keep it and run over you. He's built, some would say like a Cam Newton type quarterback, or he can hand it off to one of his trio of running backs, but the biggest one, of course, being Rocket Sanders, who leads the SEC right now in rushing with 440 yards and 3 touchdowns. Factor in that Arkansas has a phenomenal offensive line, gives KJ and those running backs fantastic protection, opens up the lanes. This Razorbacks offense under Kendall Briles is a fast, hurry-up offense that could create problems for the Aggies defense, especially as the game goes on. And you take a look at A&M's offense, and you realize, Arkansas's offense plays a big role in that too, because if the Aggies' offense continues to struggle, they're going to put Arkansas's offense back on the field a lot more. And that's going to wear down the A&M defense. Something to keep in mind here. When you look at the Aggies, guys, they are struggling mightily, averaging just 20.7 points per game so far this year through 3 games. And even with the quarterback switch, last week, switching from Haynes King to Max Johnson, even with the quarterback switch, the Aggies only mustered 264 yards of offense against Miami and were still outgained 392 to 264. The week before, against App State, they were outgained 315 to 180. The Aggies did not eclipse 100 passing yards or 100 rushing yards. Texas A&M, they need their quarterbacks to deliver. Whether it's Max Johnson getting the start again, whether they go back to Haynes King, whether they go to Connor Whiteman, who knows what Jimbo Fisher's going to do. We assume it will be Max Johnson. They've got to have a quarterback that can deliver. They do. They got the talent there, guys. They've got a guy like Aeneas Smith out there at wide receiver, 259 yards so far this year. They've got talent across the board. They've got the speed. They've recruited well, but they're not utilizing it to their full potential. They really aren't. And to get outgained significantly against Appalachian State and Miami is a bit of a concern. To have Haynes King have one of the lowest QBRs in the country, and then Max Johnson come in, only complete 50% of his passes for less than 150 yards last week, that's a bit of a concern. They've got to figure out something. And the problem for A&M is they're not nearly as balanced as Arkansas. The Aggies only rushing for 105.7 rushing yards per game, and they're probably not going to be able to succeed much on the ground against this Arkansas defense. Because when you look at the Razorbacks, guys, they're allowing just 68.3 rushing yards per game. They've allowed a total of 205 rushing yards on the season against Cincinnati, South Carolina, and Missouri State. Just 205 rushing yards on the year. A&M nearly allowed that last week alone to Miami, allowing 175 rushing yards. So something to look at there. Arkansas's front seven, very, very strong. Fantastic linebacking duo with Drew Sanders and Bumper Pool. Defensive line seems to be getting better each week. Arkansas should be able to shut down the A&M run game, which means the Aggies are going to have to win the game through the air. You have to ask yourself, can they do that? Can whoever's under center do that? Well, they might be able to, because Arkansas does have one of, if not the worst, passing defense in the entire country. Arkansas allowing 352.7 passing yards per game. The Hogs, they can't cover. They can't tackle. They're missing tackles in open space. A lot of yards after the catch for opposing receivers, and that's something that you would think Jimbo Fisher and the Aggies are going to try to utilize here. Maybe some short intermediate passes to their wide receivers, something that will give some confidence to whoever's under center, knowing that Arkansas probably won't be able to cover them, and even if it's a ball just 5 yards down the field, Arkansas probably won't be able to tackle and will allow the Aggies to pick up 10, 15 yards on a play that maybe should have only gone for 5. That's something that Arkansas has to work on significantly, and something that you would expect A&M to take advantage of. Inexperienced, beaten up, but bad Arkansas secondary. If Max Johnson or whoever is quarterback for A&M is on and having a good day, it could be a very long day for this Arkansas defense. When you take a look at the Aggies, though, we know their defense is the strength. It's kind of what's trying to carry them through this season. Just 8.7 points per game through 3 games this year. Allowed just 17 points to App State. Allowed just 9 points to Miami. Overall, just allowing 301.7 total yards per game. So it's pretty stingy. And we've known that. We knew the defensive line was going to be pretty solid. We expected the defense as a whole to be very solid for Texas A&M. We just didn't expect it to have to carry the team through 3 games. Problem is, Arkansas is most likely the best offense that A&M has seen. You can make the argument that Miami was a very good offense. It was better than Arkansas offensively, but I would disagree. From a balanced standpoint, Arkansas is the best offense that A&M has seen so far this year. And my major concern for the Aggies is the fact they're allowing 154.3 rushing yards per game. You're going up against an Arkansas offense averaging over 240 rushing yards per game. The Aggies last week allowed 175 rushing yards to Miami. The week before allowed 181 yards on the ground to App State. They're struggling to stop the run. Arkansas can't stop the pass. Texas A&M can't stop the run. And that's concerning when you're facing an Arkansas team that has a dual threat quarterback and a deadly trio of fast and physical running backs. Arkansas wants to establish the ground game. That's their go-to. And if they can do that early and often against Texas A&M, it could be a long day for the Aggies defensively. Both defenses have major weaknesses. It's just a matter of which one is going to correct it, fix it, or just really not be as weak and as bad just this week. So what's going to happen, guys, down in Arlington? What is going to happen in the Southwest Classic? A lot of people, as we mentioned, are picking Texas A&M. And we believe, again, that is, just based on Arkansas's poor performance against Missouri State. A game they still won by 11, but were lucky enough to win. Down 17-0, down 10 in the fourth quarter. So after Arkansas's narrow victory, they go, oh, A&M's for sure going to win this, right? I think that's a bit of an overreaction. When you look at the numbers, guys, and you look at the two teams, when you look at how they played over the course of this season, Arkansas has the better team. They have the better coach, dare I say. I believe Sam Pittman right now is doing a better job as a head coach than that of Jimbo Fisher. Better team, better coach. Not a home game for either, Both sides are going to probably have a pretty equal crowd there. Going to be a really, really fun atmosphere. I expect Arkansas, though, to be able to move the ball a lot better than the Aggies. So just like they did last year, early in the game, Arkansas was explosive. Big touchdowns from A.J. Green and Treylon Burks and guys like that. Jumped out to like a 17-0 lead immediately. I don't think that happens this time around. But Arkansas does move the ball more consistently and more effectively than Texas A&M. And late in the fourth quarter, Arkansas gets one or two key stops, kind of like they did last year, picking off Zach Calzada that really sealed the game. One or two key stops that puts this game to rest. Arkansas wins a close game in Arlington, which will set up a major top 10 showdown next week in Fayetteville as the Razorbacks take on Alabama. So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching us here at the Gridiron Expert on YouTube. Make sure to continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and of course, check out everything down in the description below, including those expert picks over on our website, thegridironexpert.com. Again, some of the best college football and NFL spread picks in the entire country. Make sure to take advantage of those and become a part of our GE Nation. And once again, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on the Gridiron Expert.